Surprised and shocked, yeah, of course. For me, it is natural. Um, since a few decades, the Christians have become, after centuries of persecution of Jews, they have become the best. They have become the best allies of Jews since Vatican II, since the encyclic Nostra Aetate. There is a new age, a new moment in the history of Christianity when Christians became really ally, not only ally is supposed strategy, no, a real brotherhood in depth of the Jews because of theological reasons. Something huge appeared in Vatican II, which is that before Vatican II, the best of the, in the best case, the Christian thought that they were, in the best case, that they were the sons, the children of the Jews, and that the Jews were their fathers. When you have a father, the perspective, the prospect is that he will disappear and you will inherit. Okay, it was better than to say that we were enemies, but it meant, nevertheless, that Vatican II, a new narrative appeared. We are not in a relationship of fathers and sons, but of brothers. Brothers having two different ways of getting access to the truth, to the whatever, to the end of the time and so on. So for me, since 50 years, there is a very strong alliance. So when it is the turn of the Jews are still prosecuted all over the world. I am the author of Who Killed Daniel Pearl. I know what it means to be a Jew in big parts of the world. But you have also now a prosecution of the Christians in Asia, in Pakistan, for example, in many places. So when it happens, it is the duty of a free Jew, of a proud Jew, of a well-defended Jew. I am a Jew, though being French, well-defended by my spirit, by my republic first, but also by my spirit. It is my duty to protect, to help, to extend a brotherly hand to Christian persecuted. After that, true, I am surprised to see how little people care. There is one scene in the movie which I love more than others maybe. It is this scene in the Battle of Mosul when you where you see this little unit of Muslim fighters who re-sacralize a church. Yeah. They bring the cross and they put it. This for me is heartbreaking, really heartbreaking. It has, and I saw that so many times. It's a 55-minute film, so I had to choose. But I have kilometers of such scenes, of such stages, of such moments. Muslim fighters liberating a church, reopening it, and so on. So this is beautiful. This is what it means to be a proper human. And it is true that in this area, when the Battle of Mosul began, the Christians were in the position of the most persecuted in the plain of Nineveh. This is a fact.
You also have, I think, a very clear focus on multi-ethnic societies that collapsed into war. Bosnia was a very good example of that. Sarajevo and Mosul had that sense of being centers of interfaith activity, Jews, Christians, Muslims, and so on. Do you feel that interfaith ethic is something that is being pursued now in Kurdistan and in the region more generally? Because there's some feeling of hope in your films.
Yeah. one of the reasons why I fell in love with the Kurds since 30 years, but more than ever here, is what you say. Because honestly, to spend the weeks I spent in these conditions with these people, you have to love them. It's not only, you know, you don't do that just 5 minutes and bye-bye. It means a real commitment, and such a commitment you cannot make it when you are not inhabited by your real true love. And one thing which I love in these people is this sense of otherness, of the other, this openness, this way of having the soul open to the different, to the alterity, to the otherness of the other. This is crucial. I remember one day, this is not in the movie, it could have been. There is in Erbil, the capital of the Iraqi Kurdistan, there is a ministry, a secretary of cults, of faith, ministry of faith. In this ministry, you have thousands of servants who deal with Muslim affairs. You have a few hundreds who deal with Christian affairs because of the Nineveh plain. You have a few dozens who deal with the Yazidi affairs. And you have a little bunch of people who deal with the Jewish affairs. And when I visited them, I could not help asking the question, but why do you have, how many are you? We are 6 or 7, okay, but 6 or 7 civil servants paid all over the year, but there is no, why? You have no longer Jews in Kurdistan. And I got this magnificent reply. Of course, we are no longer Jews, but we are waiting for them. We are waiting for them back. And so you have today in Erbil 6 or 7, I don't know, 8 civil servants receiving their salary at the end of the month just to wait for the Jews. Honestly. A society who is able to have an office of the maybe coming Jews as a Messiah, Jews who will come the day after their coming, as it is said in Talmud. They will come the day after their coming. This is exactly how the Kurds perceive Jews. It's magnificent. This is a great people, honestly. An incredible exception in a collective exception in the Muslim world. You have a lot of other Muslim, but individuals. But as a collective, as a body, as a social body, you have Bosnia, you have Kurdistan, probably Morocco, but that's it. So this exception, I don't say that it is the salt of the earth, but at least it is something which we should cherish, preserve, defend with all our strength and all our spirit, and we don't. And that's the reason why I made these 2 films. Of course, the war against Daesh, of course, the defense of civilization, of course, but also that. I did spend big part of my life searching desperately an enlightened Islam, searching desperately an Islam matching with democracy, matching with human rights, matching with the equality between genders. And I found it very often in every single Muslim society, individuals again. But in this way, an entire society, an entire collectivity, a state based on these principles, it has to be the Kurds.